Welcome back. The last class that was conducted on Saturday, where I explained about the binary tree traversals. Traversal means visiting each and every node in a tree exactly once. So, by using any three of binary tree traversals like in order, pre-order, or post-order, we can able to visit the each and every node in the binary tree, and traversal is considered as one of the basic and important operation, and the main agenda, the main goal of that particular session is binary tree is given a binary tree is given, and we have to find either in order or pre-order or post-order sequence. That is considered as the first part, and the second part is we have to construct a binary tree when any two sequences are given as a problem. That means a combination of any two, like in order or pre-order is given, we have to construct a binary tree, or a combination of in order or post-order is given, where same binary tree needs to be constructed. So in this session, the main goal is to construct a binary tree when any two sequences are given as an input. Let's go in detail. Here, the combination is in order and pre-order. The problem is like this. The pre-order sequence is G, B, Q, A, C, K, F, P, D, E, R, H, and the in order sequence is this. And based on these sequences, we need to construct a tree step by step like this. And by looking at the in order sequence, we cannot able to determine the root node, because the tree means simply uh, we can be viewed like this. Trees mainly consist of three parts, like root node, and it is having left branch or left part, and right branch or right part, like that. So by looking at the in order sequence, we cannot able to determine the root node, but that kind of information can be obtained from the pre-order sequence, because pre-order sequence means root, left, right. So the first element in the entire sequence can be considered as a root node for the original tree. So G is considered as root. For this particular tree, G is considered as a root node. And next, with respect to this particular root node, we have to determine the left part and right part. So the left part and right part can be determined by observing the in order sequence. To the left of G, Q, B, K, C, F, A is there. That's why I placed here in the left part Q, B, K, C, F, A. And to the right of G, P, E, D, H, R is available. So that's why it is placed at the right part. And the same situation is that means the same thing will work with this sequence Q, B, K, C, F, A. Out of these six elements, we have to observe that which appears first in the pre-order sequence. Only we need to focus on these six elements, because the main motto is to first of all solve the entire left part of G, then we will go for the right part. So that's why out of these six elements like Q, B, K, C, F, A, which appears first in the pre-order sequence, in these six elements B appears first. So that's why B is a root for this left subtree, and again for B there is a left part and right part. This information can be obtained by observing the in order sequence. To the left of B, Q is there, and to the right of B, K, C, F, A is available. The same thing work with KCFA. In KCFA, out of these four elements, that's it. Out of KCFA, which appears first in the pre-order sequence, KCFA. Here, these four elements are there. Combination is different, maybe ACKF, but out of this KCFA, A appears first in the pre-order sequence, so A becomes a root. And for A, actually there is a left part and right part, but in this sequence to the left of A, elements are available, but to the right of A, root node is there. So that's why we have to concentrate only on the left part. So to the left of A, KCF is there. So that is placed to the left branch of A, that is KCF. That's it. And in the next slide, we will see how this particular KCF is going to form a tree. So in these three elements like KCF, which appears first out of these three elements, just three elements, KCF, which elements appear first in the pre-order sequence? That C appears first in the pre-order sequence. So C becomes a root node for that particular subtree. With the help of KCF, we can able to form a subtree. So for this particular subtree, there is a root node. So that root node information is obtained by observing the pre-order sequence. In these three elements means KCF, C appears first. So C becomes a root node for this subtree. And to the with respect to C, the left part and right part can be obtained by observing the in-order sequence. So to the left of C, K is there, and to the right of C, F is there. So that's it. So the entire left subtree is completed. The entire left subtree of G, that means entire left subtree with respect to the root node G is completed. Now we have to focus on the right subtree. So the right subtree contains five elements: P E P E D H R. In these five elements, which becomes a root node, the root node information is observed by by looking at the pre-order sequence. So the pre-order sequence means PEDHR. In these five elements, first appears in the pre-order sequence is P. So P becomes a root node for the right subtree of G. Right subtree of G. To the with respect to the G, there is a right subtree, and for this right subtree, P becomes a root node. And for P, there must be a left or right in general, but here in the in-order sequence, to the left of P, nothing is there, but to the right of P, EDHR is available. The same is written like this, EDHR. Out of these four elements, like EDHR, the remaining sequence that is left is in the pre-order is DERH, and in order sequence is EDHR. So these four elements are only left. So the pre-order sequence is DERH and in order sequence is EDHR. So out of these four elements, D appears first in the pre-order sequence. So that D is a root node, and the left part with respect to D is E, and the right part with respect to D is HR, that is known from the in-order sequence. So to the left of D, E is there, that is a single node, and to the right of D, there are again two nodes, H and R. In these two nodes, which becomes a root node, that is known by looking at the pre-order sequence. R appears first, so R is a root node, and to the left of R, H is there, so H appears left to the R in the tree. In this way, the binary tree is constructed step by step, starting from the root node until the complete structure of the binary tree is formed. We have to solve like this. That's it. And in the next problem, again we need to construct a binary tree, but here the problem is somewhat different, and they are going to give an in order and post order sequence as an input. So in order sequence is like this: D G B A H E D G B A H E I C F, and the post order sequence is G D B H I E F C A. Again, in this particular problem also, by looking at the in order sequence, we cannot able to find the root node, because to the left of in order sequence is left, root, right. We don't know how many number of nodes are available in the left part of the root node, and how many nodes are there in the right part of the root node. So we can't able to determine the root node by looking at the in order sequence, but by looking at the post order sequence. Post order sequence notation is left, root, right. So the last element is considered as root node. So here in this particular problem, A becomes the root node. But with respect to A, there must be a left part and right part. This information can be obtained by observing the in order sequence. To the left of A, DGB is there, but to the right of A, HEICF. To the right of A, HEICF is available. So first we will explore the left part and then we will go to the right part. So in these three elements, DGB, B appears last. So B becomes the root node. And with respect to B, there must be a left part and right part, but to the right of to the right of B, nothing is there, but to the left of B, DG is available. Why I am saying that to the right of B nothing is there becomes already A is explored. Already with the help of A we construct the binary tree. So that's why again we no need to bother about the root node A. So that's why to the left of B DG is available and to the right means it is blank. That's it. And DG. Coming to the DG, in these two nodes D appears last in the post order sequence. So here in the post order GD is there. So D appears last in the post order sequence. So D becomes the root node. And with respect to D, G appears either left or right can be obtained by observing the in order sequence. So in the in order sequence to the right of D, G is there. So that's why G is placed to the right of D. So with this we can able to cover the left part of or left subtree of root node A. Now coming to the right subtree of A. So we will left with a right subtree, that is HEICF. That's it, HEICF. And in these five elements, which becomes a root node, is obtained by observing the post order sequence. So in the post order sequence, C appears last, so C becomes a root node. And to the left of C and to the right of C, this information is obtained by observing the in order sequence. So to the left of C, HEI is there, and to the right of C, F is there. So F is a simple single node, so we don't have any problem. But here three nodes are left in the left part of C. So in these three nodes, in these three elements HEI, which becomes the root node, by observing the post order sequence, E appears the last. So E is a root node, and the left of E, H is there, and right of E, I is there. So that's why to the left of E, H is a left child and I is a right child. In this way, we can able to construct the binary tree when in order and post order sequence is given. If you can able to solve some more problems like this, definitely you will get a confidence. So the main outcome of this particular session is this: we need to construct a binary tree when any combination of two sequences are given, like in order or pre-order or in order or post-order. So try to solve some more problems like this and definitely will get a confidence. That's it.